Testing, testing. Test, test. Testing, testing. Okay, so welcome back to my live streaming sessions, okay? So, test, test. Oh, quite lagging. Welcome back to my live streaming sessions, okay? So, test, test. Oh, quite lagging. Back to my live streaming sessions, okay? So, test, test. Quite lagging. Back to my live streaming sessions, okay? So, uh, wait a moment. Okay. Shit. Not so sure is it. Connection is it good? Seems like the OBS is quite okay lah, but camera function might be weakening down, so might be lagging out. Not so sure is it. Seems like quite lagging. Camera might need to close off. Okay, things should be fine. Usually, camera function might be weakening down, so might be lagging out.
Tidak ketinggalan untuk entry
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2.
tidak ketinggalan untuk entry
Test, test. Testing, testing. Test, test. Okay, so welcome back to my live streaming sessions. I think I'm not be able to open the camera functions because it's a bit lagging. Okay, so welcome back. So today we'll be announcing some of our new features, that is the book map. So we'll be also talking about the book map, what is going on and what is happening right now. Is it going higher or is it going lower or some sort? Okay, book map is actually an indicator to let you guys know what is going on the order flow, let you guys know more about how is the market going on. Is it putting pressure? Is it momentum is getting up stiff, and so on, so on. Okay, so anyway, if you do really wanted to have much more information, you can actually follow our Discord group. Our Discord group is actually giving out much more informations like daily reports, weekly reports, and other useful informations. If you do really interested on it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be talking much more about the order flow, order books, and so on. Useful informations. If you do really interested. Okay, so firstly, we need to have a bigger picture. Okay, bookmap has his strength and also has his weakness, I guess. The weakness of order book, the bookmap is actually giving you a much more smaller time frame within a minute or within a second time frame. So if you are trading swing trades or maybe swing trades or maybe day trades will might be having a bit problem, so you might need to have pointing out much more larger so that you can actually have much more sense about what is going on the bigger picture. Okay, so going by that, book map is actually going telling you guys right now is that the book map, the momentum is actually weakening down. You can see that the adding positions lowering down and adding positions downward, lower, and you can see that from here is actually adding on. So it's much more showing us that the strength of downwards momentum, it's kindly to increase, and the price of higher means that the price wanted to go higher at the moment in a minute per seconds from this time frame is actually showing us some weakness. Okay, so going back, we need to see the bigger time frame first. So going back, we need to see the bigger time frame. So bigger time frame. Okay, so in the moment we are speculating that the dollar index is actually wanted to show some weaker signs, and it's probably wanted to go lower and reaching through a much more lower sides. Right now the price is actually forming a ranging level at this moment. So in this time is in this particular moment should be forming some kind of support for the gold market. So from what we can see right now is that the gold market momentum is really strong. Okay, so it's actually really strong. So starting from last week, the market is actually giving us a ranging momentum sign. The price is actually going lower, and afterwards the price is actually ranging out. So the price is actually showing us a really strong upwards momentum in a short period of time. So after that, we are actually suggestions that everyone can try to do long positions in a much more aggressive way. So it's a suggestions, okay, so you can see that the price do really show some supporting area from here, even though here you can see that the prices do really show some really strong supporting level around this level. And from the 4 hour time frame, we do see that the price is actually forming a ranging level from here. So it's actually a really good sign to keep on doing long positions. If the once the price do really ranging out, the price is continue going higher sides. Okay, so according to bookmap, it's actually giving you a much more clearer signs because this is CFD, so it's actually have some difference with the bookmap. So we can see that from the bookmap perspective, we do see that a little bit informations. So from here, we can see that this is what we call the iceberg orders. So the iceberg orders keep on hanging on there, means that the upwards momentum is actually slightly to slowing down from here. And once the prices do really spike off, we can see that this is what we call the sweeping. Okay, so this is what we call the sweeping, and also some kind of what we call the sweeping and absorption. Okay, absorptions is happening, sweeping is happening, so it's much more likely to see that the price will be forming back towards on the lower sides, giving us a much more better to do a long positions, because once the price really reach through this sweeping, much more likely we do see that the price will be falling back towards some kind of balance area. So we can see that this is actually a sweeping momentum. The price is actually sweeping up a lot of orders. Okay, so you can see that this is actually sweeping. So once the price is sweeping, the price will be normally to push back to the lower side and forming a ranging level around this time. So from here we can see that the price still remaining what we call a smaller time frame imbalance from here, building up. So it's much more often to see that the price wanted to go higher. Okay, and we do see that from the bubble perspective, the aggressive is much more intake. And from here onwards, we can see that the market is actually sweeping higher, because we do see that this is actually imbalance from here, imbalance from here. So this is actually a really good entry level. You can actually enter on it. So once the price do really reach through this level, you can actually give us a really good entry level. So from here is actually 4100, but in the CFD perspective, it's actually much more different. So going back to the CFD, 1400 minus 10, I think should be 1400. Sorry, minus 10 should be 9 something, I guess. 89 or 9 something around this level. So bookmap is actually giving you a much more aggressive approach, I can say, a mini perspective, and try to gain upwards momentum. Okay, so we'll let you know that the stop loss will be much more tightened out if you try to use bookmap. So from here onwards, we can see that the market is actually forming some kind of supports, holding out it, and price still really remaining a balance area, and the price continue going higher. From what we can see, the price is continue going higher. So from what we can see right now is that the market is actually sweeping from here. Is it? Let's see. Yeah, I think the price is actually sweeping from here. So this is actually showing us some kind of resistance area on the higher sides. So you can see that 4103 is actually a really strong resistance area. 4103 price is actually showing a resistance area from here. Okay, so you can see that because this is what we call the sweeping area. So price is do really show some kind of resistance from here. Price is keep on showing some kind of absorptions, expert order, absorptions, expert orders, and then after that we do see that the price hitting on it and showing some kind of absorptions forming up. Okay, so from here onwards we do see that there's chances that the price might be going back to the lower sides. So this is the major resistance area. I think it's the highest point. So we can see that from the gold market perspective right now, from the 1 minute perspective, should be having some kind of resistance area from here. So we can see that this is a bit resistance from here because the price do really show some sweeping orders. So we can see that the price do really show some sweeping orders and forming back towards on the lower sides. So right now we do see that there's absorptions is happening. See whether or not the price do really show some breaking out. If the price do really break out, then we might be seeing that the price might be continue going higher sides and reaching through a much more higher perspective. Okay, today is actually a really aggressive day, and from our reports we also seeing that the price is actually giving us much more perspective on going higher sides. So this is the daily candlestick. So you can see that the daily candlestick is telling you guys know that how much is the range of the day. So the day is actually really aggressive, starting from here, and after that the price is actually forming a ranging level from here, forming highs, absorptions forming back. So you can see that absorptions happening, price still really remaining. This is actually a really good indication that the price wanted to go higher, price going back, and then afterwards the price is showing some signs going back, and yeah, continue going higher. So in other words, right now we do see that the market is actually show some rejections from here, and let's see how the price react. Okay, because we do see that there's a huge resistance area around 4105, and will be speculations that the price might be forming some kind of resistance area from here, and let's see. Okay, so in the meantime we do see that the price is showing some signs of going higher, but will be speculations that the price will be going on lower sides in the moment, and just try to do long positions otherwise. Okay, so we do see that there's a bit resistant area from the higher sides, and speculations that the price might be forming some kind of resistance and will be going back to the lower sides. Okay, so if you do really like my content, please give me a like and subscribe, and do follow us from our YouTube channel. Okay, and because we'll be giving out much more content out of it. So mhm. Okay, so you can see that the price is really reflecting some resistance using bookmap. You can see that using bookmap, the price really shows some resistance area from the higher sides. So you can see that we can't really do long positions because the you can see that it keep on adding positions right here, 33, and then slightly 33, and then adding on it from here, we will be speculations that here will be forming some kind of absorptions, and let's see how the price react. Okay, so you can see that the orders is quite random. It's slowing down, but we do think that this might be absorptions is happening. So price might be forming some kind of resistance in a short period of time, absorbing out, and the price might be continue going lower unless the orders is vacuum out, or the aggressive buying is actually keep on holding on it. If not, we do speculate that the prices might be going lower because we do see that the bubbles is aggressive. So aggressive is actually slowing down. Starting from here, you can see that this is what we call the what absorptions is happening, and this is iceberg order absorptions that's happening, iceberg orders, and so on. So it's actually showing some kind of slowing signs, and this is actually keep on adding the positions on this area. So from this moment, we do speculate that the price might be some signs of going lower at this time being. Okay, so you can see that the price is actually showing us some absorptions is happening right here. Okay, absorptions and iceberg orders is happening. Absorptions, iceberg orders is happening. So this is actually indicate that the price momentum is actually starting to slow down. Price already reached through this area, and the orders is still intact on it. Didn't really show through some vacuum out of some sort. So in the meantime, we do speculate that the price might be continue going lower. And right here, we do see that the orders is adding on it from the downsides. So we might be seeing the price might be reaching back towards this area. So if the price really reach through this area, we might can try to do long positions afterwards. Let's see from the bigger picture. Whoa, it's a bit not quite. I think we might need to edit our indicator because there's not a lot of noise from what we can see. Okay, so absorptions is happening. So once you can see that the absorptions is happening, like absorptions and iceberg order is happening, it's actually showing some signs that the upwards momentum or the downwards momentum, if it's the downtrend, then it will be slowing down. So something like this, you can see that this is actually a really good indications that this area is actually a really strong resistance area. Price wanted to break through, failed to. Price wanted to break through, failed to. Once wanted to break through and failed to, and right now is actually adding positions on the higher sides. So yeah, we might be seeing the price is much more rather to go lower right now. So this is the case that on analysis from the lower time frame. So from going back to the CFD pairings, you can see that I'm actually thinking the price should be forming some kind of resistance from here, and the price will be going back to the lower sides. Okay, from what we can see right now, going back to the 1 hour time frame, the price do yeah, I do think that the price might be showing some kind of weakness going down. Okay, so this is what we call, we can use the book map and actually find out some kind of indications that what is going on. Okay, so let's see. So we can see that price really go back to the lower sides and reaching back to the lower area. Um, so you can see that. So you can see that the price do really show us some indications that the price is absorptions. Okay, this is what we call iceberg orders. Not we might need to adjust the iceberg orders. The indications might not be a really good one, so we might need to edit this one. Iceberg some strength indications. Let's see. Mm-hmm. the price 5 5 15 sales one. It's much more better if that's the case. Strength 10, but 10 is not quite often to see. Yeah, 10 is actually quite less. You can see that the iceberg order is actually showing us some signs, so it's actually much more accurate if we put 10 above, so we can see that it's much more accurate at this moment. 10, the price is still really show some iceberg order slowing down, and the price is actually showing some resistance going lower. So you can see that just now we already doing some analysis and telling you guys that the price is actually slowing down starting from here. So why we are saying that? Okay, that's a really big indications. One, we can see that the price is actually sweeping out from here. So the price is sweeping from here. So you can see that it's actually quite strong on the sweeping. Price really balancing down. After that, we can see that the price is actually wanted to go higher. Okay, going higher, and you can see that is actually the same area, and the price is actually showing some kind of absorptions and iceberg orders. So this is one. Second time, as aggressor is coming up. It's one time, second time, third time. So this is why we are seeing that the price is actually showing some resistance around this level. Okay, so after that, we already mentioned that it's not quite likely to push on the higher sides, because from here we also see that the aggressor is coming. The iceberg and absorptions and iceberg. Yeah, so it's actually quite really good signs that the price for upwards momentum is actually slowing down. So it's much more likely to go on the lower sides from the bookmap indications. So going back from the from what we can see from the charts, you can see that it's actually the same thing. Means that it's actually showing us that the upwards momentum might be slowing down, price might be reaching back towards much more lower. It's so that it's actually giving you indications that don't try to do a long positions with a much more aggressive way. You can actually wait for some retrenchment, only that you can try to do long positions. Okay, so anyway, as I mentioned, you need to have a bigger structure first. You need to understand what's happening on the bigger structure, and then bookmap is actually a much more details about what is going on with the 10 seconds and maybe 1 minute or some sort. Okay, this is really important, so everyone need to be aware of that. On with the 10 seconds and maybe. Okay, so remember, okay, so for example, bookmap don't have some what we call the time frame. Okay, a lot of people thinking that time frame can be put bigger or smaller. Bookmap don't have time frame. Is actually this time frame is what we call the the 50 minutes. So if I put 50 if I put 50 minutes from here, it's actually indications from here to here is 50 minutes area only. So you can expect that this is actually 50-minute durations. So this is the time frame perspective. So if you want to have a 1 hour, you can actually press 1 hour. You can see that the price from here to here is actually 1 hour perspective. Let you guys know from the bigger time frame. Okay, so it's not like what we call the time frame like per candlestick is 1 hour or some sort. So this area is actually the duration is 1 hour. So from here you can see that it's actually good indications that the price is showing some kind of strength. So you can see 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th resistance area and going back to the lower sides. So even like that, we can actually do some trading if you really wanted to. So for example, if you really wanted to do some trading from here, so you can see that the price do really show us the higher sides we can actually do short positions. Maybe you can put your stop loss above this. I mean, if you wanted to do shots from here, you maybe can try to put your stop loss $2 range. So for example, from 1 minute perspective, you are trying to do a short positions from here. So you can see that doing short positions from here, then you might be putting your stop loss 20 pips, maybe around 20 pips, I guess. Should be around here, 20 pips. And you can actually expect that the price will it be going back to this lower sides, reaching through a much more lower area, or those kind of perspective. Okay, so from what we can see from the bookmap is actually giving you much more details about what is going on in the smaller time frame, give you a clue about what is happening. So from here we can see that the market is actually forming some kind of supports. Starting from here we can see that the market is actually from here the price volume is actually increasing, and this is what we call the absorptions is happening, and then the price is actually going back towards on the higher sides. Okay, absorption is happening. So I do think the price might be forming a ranging level from what we can see. Okay, is it a good timing to do a short position, I mean long positions? To be honest, I don't really recommend people to do short positions from here, because this is what we call almost haven't reached the daily high, I mean the last weekly high, but from what we can see from the market, do say that it's probably reaching through some kind of resistance. So will be expectations that the price might be going back to the lower sides. Okay, I think it's much more likely the price facing some kind of resistance area from here lah. Okay, so if you really wanted to do long positions, you can wait for the price to go back to the lower side first. Only then you can try to do long positions. Okay, so for example, right now from the bookmap perspective, we can see that the price is actually showing us some kind of signs of reaching through this resistance area. There's options happening, so there's a really strong resistance area, I can say. So you can see that this is actually a really strong resistance. So from here, maybe you can TP around $2 range. Okay, so from here we see that the price do really show some absorptions happening, and forming back, increasing the volume from here as well. So you can see that the volume is actually increasing out from here. So this area is actually a major resistance area from here. Okay, so right now you can see that the price, is it whether to forming absorptions happening or maybe going lower. From the white line is actually showing that this is the per person contract. So you can see that, okay, price is actually showing some signs of going higher, because we do see that the price is actually gaining out, pulling out their contracts. So this is actually a really good sign of attacking it. Okay, so okay, price is attacking it and reaching through a much more higher sides. Yeah, price is actually attacking it much more higher sides, slowing down from here, price back, reaching through, slowing out from here, slowing down, acceptance, and then price pushing higher from here. Good signs, to be honest. This option is happening. So let's see from the market. To be honest, it depends on how do you use it. If you really wanted to use it for scalping purposes, I think it's actually quite useful. Day trading is also okay. Swing trading, I think not quite useful. But if you are doing a scalper perspective, it's actually quite useful. Okay, so from here, we do see that the gold market is actually wanted to go higher, but it's actually showing us some absorptions happening. So you can see that absorptions is happening from here. So likely to see that the price momentum should be slowing down. Let's see higher resistance area. price going higher would be 4109, but you can see that the pressure is actually keep on putting a lot of imbalance on the lower side. So it's actually increasing that the price wanted to go higher. Okay, so you can see that the price wanted to go higher, pushing it, forming an imbalance from here, pushing back. Price to really redraw their balance area. So from here onwards, we can see that the price will be forming a small ranging level from here, and then after that the price will be continue going higher. So you can see price keep on pushing up on it. So you can see that this is a really good indication that the price wanted to go higher. Okay, why? Because we can see that the balance is actually increasing from here. So the price is actually forming imbalance and wanted to push the price higher. Okay, so in the meantime, we can see that the price will be going higher and keep on going higher, reaching through the highest liquidations area 4110. Okay, so this is what we can see from the market, and we do expect that the price will be keep on going higher and reaching through 4110 or even much more higher. Okay, so this is actually a really good indication that the imbalance is happening. So price wanted to go higher, keep on adding positions, adding volume, and the price it's going higher. Okay, I think the price might be absorbing on 4110. So going back, so should be around. Okay, so should be around. Price should be going back towards 4110. Yeah, I think the price might be going back much more higher. So we might need to find out the way. Okay. So just now we already mentioned that the price from the 1 minute time frame is actually showing some kind of resistance area from here. So you can see that the resistance area is actually reflecting on the CFD pairings as well. Okay, you need to remember something is really quite important is that CFD and futures, the price is actually quite different between $10 range. So if you right now seeing like 4098 on the CFD pairings, going back from the book map is actually much more higher. I think it's 10 plus 11 to 12. So you can see that is 4107 around that area. So you can see that the what will because the CFD is 4098. So it's actually a difference between 11 to 12, that kind of area lah. So if you wanted to know about it, and if you wanted to be much more details about it, remember something is quite important is that CFD don't have volume. So if you wanted to be pro in volume analysis or order flow, definitely you need to go through the futures. So futures indirectly will be affecting on the CFD pairings as well. Okay, so this is actually good indications that the price is going higher just now. So price is absorptions from here, and the price will be forming some kind of resistance. I think the price will be forming a ranging level and then attacking on the higher balance area. So it should be 4110 around this level. So the price will be attacking and attractions from this what we call the volume higher area, acceptance on the higher. So we will be expect the price will be going back to 4110. So reaching back, the price will be going back to 4110 area. So 4110. Okay, price is actually acceptance, and then price will be going back to 4110 and forming another new balance area. So 4110 will be which area? So going back to this 4110 should be around, guess should be around not here. Let me see. This is sorry. 4110. So I think should be around 11 minus 11. So should be around. Yeah, I think should be around here. So we'll be expect the price should be going back towards 20 to 30 pips if we do a short-term trading. If you wanted to know. Okay, so remember everyone, give us a like and subscribe and do follow us our live streaming sessions. We'll be doing live every single day and telling you guys about how to watch out from the from the order flow. So you can see that we can actually do a trade positions together. So let's see using the order flow and try to trade together. Okay, so the order flow is actually reaching through, forming an imbalance, keep on going higher. So right now the price is actually showing some kind of pressure from here, absorptions forming back. I think we can actually do long positions around I think we can actually do long positions right now. Yeah, I think we can actually do long positions right now, putting stop loss just below this area. So right now, doing long, putting a stop loss maybe around 2 ringgit range, $2 range. So for example, right now is 0.5, then you're putting your stop loss maybe around 4044, and will be speculations that price will be going higher. Yeah, I think this is actually a really good entry level. So you can actually enter from here. I think right now is actually a really good entry level. We can actually try it and demonstrate some kind of trading. So we can actually do long positions, putting our stop loss. Let's see. I think we can actually put our stop loss around $2 range. Let's see if we can do it and try to put a higher sights. I think the price might be reaching back toward this area. Okay, so let's see, can the order flow matching out? Okay, because we do see that the price is actually forming some kind of support. Price is attacking on the higher sides. Our speculation is that the price will be going back towards on the higher sides around 48. If I'm not mistaken, should be going back 4110. So 4110 should be above higher and then $2 range. So we can see that the price is going higher. Okay, so you can see that this is actually a really good signs that the order book map is actually quite useful, and showing you some signs that is actually quite useful. Okay, so this is actually quite good, and you can see that it's actually quite accurate because we do speculate that the price will be going back higher than this because the price want to attract higher, maybe even go to 4101 if we do really wanted to. I think the price should be going back to 4101. So you can see it's actually quite useful. The risk reward ratio is about 1 to 1. I think we can actually get much more higher on this one. Okay, let's see. Should be reaching back much more higher. Think we can actually put stop loss to break even. It's okay. So you can see that we will be keep on holding on it. Entry level is actually quite good, 1 to 1 risk reward ratio. Our stop loss is actually $1 to $2 range, and getting back to the $2 range as well. Price is definitely much more higher chances to go higher. So you can see that price is going higher because the book map is actually showing us some signs that the price is going higher. So you can see the entry level is actually quite accurate, and you can see that we have actually earned around how much, $133 range. So you can see that this is actually quite useful and quite good on the trading perspective if you are doing day trading. Okay, Okay, so you can see that it's actually quite useful, and our entry level is a sniper entry. Okay, so you can see that this is actually quite good, even though we can get much more higher. Price is actually going higher, and using bookmap is also giving us a quite a good clue about where to entry level. So why we do entry here, because this is what we call the order flow. The aggressor is coming up, so usually we'll be forming some kind of support area from here, and the price is going higher. So we can see that the risk reward ratio is definitely can get much more higher. If we put stop loss 20 pips, around 20 pips, we can get 1 to 1, and maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Okay, so we can see that this is a really good entry level, and apart from it, okay. Hmm. Let's see, I think we can actually going higher, reaching back a balance area. So actually quite useful using bookmap if you do really know how to use it. But there's always a good case and a bad case lah, I can say. If you are trading a day trading perspective, it's actually quite useful if you are trading day trading. But if you are trading swing trading, I don't think will be giving you a much more helpful lah. If you are doing layering, I think might be helpful. But if you are doing day and scalper, bookmap is actually really useful. Okay, so remember about that. Marking. I think I need to do some marking in the future. Damn. Price. So just now we already mentioned why we do long, and also giving you some guidance about how to use bookmap. Okay, so we already mentioned that the price giving us, we are using bookmap to get an entry. So the one of the biggest great thing about using bookmap is that if you are doing a trend strategy, then bookmap is actually quite useful lah. If the trend is actually quite strong, like right now 1 minute charts, then you can actually use it to get in an entry. So just now we entry right around here, so around this level. So you can see that it's actually a sniper entry on the CFD pairings. So you can see that why we are doing long positions, because we can see that holding out a much more higher sides. We can see that the price is absorptions from here, 1 2 3 4 5, aggressor coming in, boom, coming out. So that's why we are doing long positions around this level. So you can see that this is what we call the sniper entry, forming back this from the what we call in ICT. Maybe you can see that this is a fair value gap or imbalance, but this definitely will be showing some supporting level, and then we'll be putting our stop loss maybe $2 range, 2 or 1. If you want to be safe, I guess $2 range is actually a much more safer lah. So 4 to 3 is actually much more safer. But if you wanted to much more tighten, you can actually put 1. But my recommendation is actually put 2 lah. It's much more safer and much more better. And then you can see that prices keep on going higher, reaching through 4110. Price is definitely will be going back to 4110 around this level. Okay, so just keep on doing long positions, because we are speculating that price will be going back to 4110 and reaching back towards this area. Okay. Shit. I think the price might be. Okay. So right now, using bookmap, we can see that the price is actually aggressing out. Just now, the price keep pushing higher to 4110. So right now, my speculation is that the price will be going back to 4110, this area. So price will be forming some kind of resistance and going back to 4110. Then we can actually enter another long positions and try to get back to the top sides. Okay, so that's a good thing and a bad thing, but anyway, you first thing you need to use bookmap, you need to know what is the bigger time frame happening. So going back, you need to know what is the bigger time frame happening. So from here, you need to know, there you can see that our entry is sniper entry, okay, using bookmap 1 minute charts, and our stop loss is actually $2 range and getting 1 to 1. If we want, we can actually get much more higher lah, just now as I mentioned. Okay, so reaching back, you can see that the price is what we call reaching much more higher on the sides. Okay, so we need to know the bigger time frame, what is going on, so that you can have a bigger idea how can you trade apart from that. Okay, so remember, if you do really like our content, please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us. And do remember, we'll be doing live streaming sessions every single day from Monday till Friday, and from from Monday till Friday from 8 to 9:15 p.m. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I think that's about it for now. So thank you for everyone joining, and remember, we'll be keep on doing live streaming sessions every single day from Monday till Friday from 8 to 9. Sorry, from 8 to from 8 to 9 p.m. Okay, so that's about it for today. Thank you for everyone joining, and I will be see you guys tomorrow.